Welcome to the Genre Bender. Today we dissect the legacy of the man whose voice was called the Velvet Touch. Nat King Cole is a unique phenomenon. He began as a virtuoso jazz pianist, but became history's greatest crossover artist. In an era of segregation, he was the first African American to host his own TV show, making the world fall in love with his flawless diction and smooth baritone. We'll analyze 25 cases, from early jazz trio standards to lush orchestral ballads. This is a story of how talent defeats prejudice. Are you ready? Make yourself comfortable. Let's go. First song.
I see trees of green.
Wonderful World.
What a wonderful world.
Let's start with a life-affirming view of the world. Even in difficult times, Nat knew how to find the light and transmit it through the microphone.
How do you do? There it is.
While this song is associated with other names, Nat's version is a masterclass in phrasing. Recorded in the early 60s, it reflects his late style, deep and kind. Nat doesn't just sing words, he paints a picture of a perfect world.
And I think to myself,
in the context of Genre Bender, this case shows how an artist fills a standard with unique warmth. His performance lacks pathos. It sounds like a confidential conversation, reminding us that beauty lies in the details.
what a wonderful.
Next song. Cole Ansiedad.
Ansiedad.
Nat didn't limit himself to English. His expansion into the Latin American market became legendary.
In 1958, Nat took a bold step by recording an album in Spanish without knowing the language fluently. He learned lyrics phonetically, yet his musical intuition conveyed Latin passion better than many native speakers. This song became an international hit, opening doors for him in Latin America. For our study, this is a key crossover moment, an artist erasing language barriers by relying solely on the emotional power of his voice. True feeling requires no translation.
Next song. When I Fall in Love. Moving to a timeless classic of romanticism. A song that became the gold standard for declarations of love for millions of couples.
When I give my heart.
This ballad is the peak of 50 seconds orchestral pop. Nat acts not just as a singer, but as a philosopher of love. Every word is weighed. Every note is soaked in sincerity. The lush strings emphasize his velvet timbre, creating a sense of safety and tenderness.
Or I'll never.
In Cole's repertoire, this song is an anthem to serious feelings in a world of fleeting flings. For Genre Bender, this is an example of the perfect balance between vocal technique and emotional delivery, a song that makes time stand still.
And the more
Next song. Unforgettable.
though near or far.
Some songs become so personal they seem to belong to one family, especially when they are sung together across decades.
That's how you'll stay.
Perhaps the most important song in Cole's career. It became his signature in 1951 but gained a second life in '91 through a duet with his daughter Natalie. This is Smart Pop, a complex melody that Nat performs with deceptive ease.
Never before.
Unforgettable is a story about eternity and the indelible mark one person leaves on another's life. In our series, this is an example of an immortal track that transcends time and technology, remaining the gold standard of elegance and vocal nobility.
Like a song of love.
Next song. The Christmas Song.
Being sung by a choir. And
Christmas is unimaginable without his voice. He gave us the anthem of cozy winter evenings.
he's loaded lots of toys and goodies on
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Everyone knows these lines. Interestingly, Nat recorded this for Times, but the 1961 version is canonical. This case is about creating atmosphere. Nat sang so you could literally feel the warmth of the fireplace.
folks dressed up like Eskimos.
The song became the most played Christmas standard in US history. For genre bender, this is an example of how vocals become part of a nation's cultural code, turning from mere music into an annual ritual of warmth and togetherness.
Find it hard to sleep tonight.
Next song,
The falling leaves.
Autumn Leaves.
I see.
Sadness can be beautiful to autumn, as performed by Nat, is a time of melancholy devoid of bitterness.
Drift by the window. The art.
French chanson in an American rapper. Nat turns Autumn Leaves into a deep meditation on passing time. His interpretation differs in its restraint. He sings of separation not as a catastrophe, but as a natural cycle of life. In this case, we see Cole's mastery as a storyteller.
Your lips.
Subtle vocal nuances convey the rustle of leaves and the cold wind, while the music remains incredibly comfortable. This is a benchmark for how a jazz background helps a pop singer work with lyrics on a profound level.
I used to hold since you went away.
Next song, That Sunday, That Summer.
To live my whole life through.
Memories of summer are often the brightest, especially when they sound so sunny and carefree.
Hear them whisper, go on, kiss her, go.
This 1963 song was one of Nat's last big Lifetime hits. It is soaked in nostalgia. Cole uses his voice as a soft filter through which we see an idealized past. Musically, the track is interesting for its lightness and almost childlike purity of melody. In the context of The Great Crossing, it's an example of how a classic crooner could sound relevant during the rise of rock and roll. Nat proved that sincere emotions and quality arrangements have no expiration date, remaining in demand in any decade.
Next song, Too Young.
To really be.
Youth is a shortcoming that passes quickly, but one must sing about it so that adults die with envy.
And yes.
In 1951, this song topped the charts for 5 weeks. It was a response to everyone who considered teenage feelings trivial. Nat gives youth love a weighty, almost solemn sound. This case is vital for understanding his audience. He sang for all generations simultaneously.
Be in love.
Too Young solidified his status as America's chief romantic. For genre bender, this is an example of how a pop ballad can become a social statement, defending the right of youth to sincere feelings in a world of strict adult rules.
To tell us we're too young.
Next song,
Ever plan to moon west.
Route 66.
More than 2,000 miles all the way.
Time to hit the road. Let's recall our hero's jazz roots and his famous trio. Route 66 is Waiting.
This is a return to the roots, the King Cole Trio. Here, Nat demonstrates drive and a magnificent sense of swing. The song is a guide to the American spirit of freedom and travel. It's the rhythm of a running engine and the anticipation of adventure.
get your kicks on Route 66.
In our study, this case shows the transition from pure instrumental jazz to vocal mastery. Nat is more energetic here. His phrasing is sharp and playful. This is the gold standard of the road song, later covered by hundreds of artists from Chuck Berry to Depeche Mode. If you liked the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the Genre Bender channel.
Next song.
Went out of an orange-colored sky.
Orange-colored sky?
I gotta look at you. One look.
A flash of color, an explosion of emotion. Sometimes Nat allowed himself to be loud, daring, and incredibly vibrant.
Timber, watch out for flying glass.
This track is a true sonic firework. Accompanied by Stan Kenton's orchestra, Nat tells a story of sudden love that strikes like a bolt from the blue. The song is filled with onomatopoeia, flash, bam, alakazam, and theatrical drama. For Genre Bender, this case is vital proof of Cole's wide range. He could be more than just an intimate whisper. He was a powerful big band leader. This is an example of how jazz can be fun, eccentric, and commercially successful without losing technical excellence.
Next song. Those lazy-hazy-crazy days of summer.
Just fill your basket.
Summer is a time for madness and laziness. Nat created the perfect soundtrack for the hottest season of the year.
Recorded in 1963, this song was one of the last anthems of optimism in Nat's career. It sounds like nostalgia for good old America, picnics, lemonade, and carefreeness. Musically, it's a step toward the pop mainstream with a simple rhythm and choral backing.
Full of sandwiches and wieners, then lock the house up.
The case is interesting because it shows Cole's ability to adapt to the demands of the early 60s public. This music unites generations at the festive table. For our repertoire, it's an important point demonstrating that Cole was a true people's artist.
Next song.
When most performers act, they either mention their recent recording,
Mona Lisa.
have been brought to your door.
A mysterious smile and immortal art, an Oscar-winning masterpiece that secured Nat's name in Hollywood history.
Do you smile to tempt the lover?
Originally written for a film, this song brought Nat an Oscar and became his second #1 hit. Cole's Mona Lisa is the embodiment of mystery. His voice sounds almost mystical here, making the listener wonder about the feelings of the enigmatic woman on the canvas.
Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa.
In the context of The Great Crossing, this case represents the merger of the film industry and pop music. It's the song that turned Cole from a jazzman into a global superstar whose voice became synonymous with sophistication and timeless beauty.
They just lie.
Next song.
A buzzer took a monkey for a ride.
Straighten up and fly right.
Fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down.
Returning to the roots. The first truly major hit that started with a sermon and turned into an anthem for an entire generation.
Right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top.
Written in 1943, this song is based on African American folklore and Nat's father's sermon. The story of the monkey and the buzzard became a metaphor for keeping it together. For Genre Bender, this is a vital case. This track propelled the King Cole trio into the major leagues.
Down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Ain't no use in diving.
Here, Nat is more jazzman than pop star. His piano playing and witty delivery set a new standard for cool jazz. It's a song about self-control, performed with such drive that it instantly topped both black and white charts, becoming a symbol of hope during the war years.
They tried to throw the monkey off of his back. The monkey grabbed his neck and said, now listen, Jack.
Next song.
Smile. Though your heart
Smile.
in the sky, you'll get by.
When the heart is heavy, music becomes the only medicine. Charlie Chaplin's masterpiece in its most sincere performance.
You must keep on trying.
Nat King Cole turned Chaplin's instrumental theme from modern times into one of history's most heartbreaking yet hopeful ballads. His 1954 version is pure stoicism. He sings about smiling even when your heart is breaking, doing so without a hint of insincerity.
If you smile through your...
In our series, this case demonstrates the power of interpretation. Nat imbues the melody with such dignity that it transcends being just a movie song and becomes a philosophy for living. His velvet voice serves as a support for every listener, reminding us that the sun will surely come out tomorrow if you find the strength to smile.
Next song.
Sempre que te pregunto.
Quizas, Quizas, Quizas.
Y así pasó.
Latin rhythms again. 3 questions with no answer. Yet they sound incredibly seductive.
Y así pasan los días.
This Cuban standard performed by Nat became the gold standard for Latin crossover. Despite learning the lyrics phonetically, his phrasing perfectly captures the light flirtation and uncertainty, perhaps. It's a perfect example of how a jazz background allows an artist to feel the rhythm intuitively.
Los días. Y yo
In genre bender's history, this track represents musical globalization, an American artist popularizing a Spanish-language masterpiece. The gentle accompaniment and soft vocal attack turn the song into an intimate whisper that's impossible to resist.
Next song.
It's not the pale moon.
The Nearness of You.
It isn't your sweet.
Nearness is not just physical presence, it's a feeling Nat could convey with a single breath into the microphone.
Hoagy Carmichael's standard in Nat's version is the peak of intimate jazz. There are no unnecessary flourishes, just the voice and an impeccable sense of melody. Nat sings so close to the mic it creates the effect of being in the same room. This case is vital to our repertoire as an example of vocal minimalism.
My arms, and I feel.
Cole proves that to convey deep feeling, one doesn't need to shout, one just needs to believe every word. The song became a benchmark for all subsequent soul ballad performers, setting a standard for sincerity and softness rarely surpassed.
That brings this sensation.
Next song. T42. Tea time, but in this version of the jazz standard, the main thing isn't the drink, but the virtuoso piano playing.
In this case, we see Nat King Cole in his finest jazz form. T42 is a showcase for his piano talent. While he sings, it's the arrangement and improvisational fills that show why he was respected by the era's greatest instrumentalists. For our channel, this is an important emphasis on the fact that Nat never forgot his roots. It's a light, sparkling track reminiscent of the King Cole Trio days, where music was a game and a contest of skill. You can hear the lightness and humor that made him a true entertainer. If you liked the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the Genre Bender channel.
Next song.
Answer me, oh my love.
Answer Me, My Love.
You were mine yesterday.
Sometimes love demands answers. A majestic ballad of devotion that sounds like a church hymn.
You must know I've been.
Originally a German religious song, Nat turned it into a powerful secular statement about seeking reciprocity. His performance is filled with almost solemn drama. In The Great Crossing, this case embodies the grand style era of pop music, where orchestra and voice collaborated to create a massive emotional canvas. Nat sings with such conviction that "Answer Me My Love" sounds not like a complaint, but a demand of destiny. It's one of the most vocally powerful works of his career, showcasing his ability to hold the listener's attention on every long note.
But if you still think about me.
Next song.
Little girl, you
Little Girl.
with your cute little ways, I'm yours for the rest of my...
A little song about a little girl, light swing and the genuine charm of early Cole.
Recorded in 1948, this song is the quintessence of the trio style. It's short, rhythmic, and incredibly charming. Nat uses his famous conversational singing style here, making him so accessible. In the context of genre bender, this case is an example of how jazz became popular through the performer's personality.
My days and this great big world will be divine.
Cole isn't just singing about a girl. He's flirting with the listener, using piano riffs as punctuation in his story. It's a perfect specimen of late 40s party music, where elegance met carefree fun.
One girl for me, little girl, you're sweet as can be. With
Next song. Got a penny Benny.
You guess I haven't any, and I've got
Rhythm, drive, and a bit of humor. When you have an extra penny, life seems a lot more fun.
This track shows Nat's hip side, an energetic, rhythmically complex, and very infectious song. Here, Cole demonstrates impeccable timing and diction. He delivers words so clearly and quickly it resembles early forms of rap or complex jazz scat.
got a penny, got a telephone Jenny.
For our series, this proves Cole could be more than a melancholy romantic. He could be the life of the party. The song is filled with post-war optimism, where even a penny in your pocket could spark a joyful dance. It's a celebration of rhythm and vocal flexibility.
You had lunch spare. I looked up on the shelf, but
Next song. How High the Moon.
Until it comes true that you love me as I love you.
How high is the moon in jazz? This question always held a special meaning, and Nat gives his answer.
A jazz standard that became a field for endless improvisation. Nat's version is a balance between instrumental skill and vocal lightness. He takes a complex harmonic structure and makes it accessible to the mass listener without oversimplifying the essence of jazz. In genre bender, this case serves as an example of intellectual crossover, how to turn complex music into a hit while maintaining the respect of fellow musicians. It's a calm, confident interpretation that highlights Cole's status as a jazz aristocrat.
You love me as I love you. Somewhere in heaven, it's where you.
Next song.
to be on the shelf.
Better to be by yourself. A bitter truth of life. Sometimes it's better to be alone than with someone who doesn't value you. Nat sings about this with dignity.
This song reveals the bluesy side of Cole's talent. It's filled with worldly wisdom and light sarcasm. Nat sings about self-respect and independence. For our study, this is an important point. Cole often chose lyrics that transmitted inner strength and calm.
To do is fight, so it's better to be by yourself, boy. It's better to be.
Musically, the track is restrained, allowing the focus to remain on the lyrics' meaning. It's an adult song showing that 50 Seconds pop could be deep and realistic, avoiding excessive sentimentality. His voice sounds like an old friend giving sound advice.
To be by yourself.
Next song.
I'm just breezing along,
Breezin' along with the breeze.
pleasing to live.
The wind in your face, the road ahead, and complete freedom music that gives a sense of flight.
This track is the embodiment of lightness. Nat literally soars over the melody, living up to the song's title. In the 50s, such songs created an image of the ideal life, full of movement and devoid of worry. For genre bender, this case is vital as an example of vocal control. Singing light is actually very technically difficult. Cole does it so naturally that the listener involuntarily starts singing along. It's perfect travel music that energizes and makes you believe the whole world is open to you.
Breezing along with the breeze.
Next song.
Loves me. I wonder who
Somebody Loves Me.
could be, worries me. For every girl.
Everyone is looking for love, and Nat reminds us that somewhere out there, there's definitely someone who loves specifically you.
I wonder who she can be.
Gershwin's classic, interpreted by Cole, turns into a gentle and confident statement. This song is a prime example of how Nat worked with the Great American Songbook. He doesn't try to outshout the orchestra. He collaborates with it. The Somebody Loves Me case is a lesson in style.
Baby, you were meant to be my loving baby.
Every letter, every nuance of timbre is heard. In the context of the Great Crossing, this shows how classic standards maintained relevance through new interpretations that added modernity without destroying their historical foundation.
Somebody loves me, and I wish it was.
Next song.
Thought is a good plan to follow.
Give a thought.
On the streets, you will find to be kind.
The final chord of our repertoire. A small reminder to think of others, even when you're at the top.
And do all the good that you can.
We conclude our series with this philosophical and rare song. It sounds like a great artist's testament. Give a thought to those around you, to those less fortunate. This is a very personal track revealing the humanistic side of Nat's personality.
Someone might need you.
In genre bender, we see music transcending entertainment to become a tool of empathy. This final case sums up Cole's entire body of work: flawless technique, a golden voice, and most importantly, a massive heartfelt in every note he recorded.
Nat King Cole left us more than just songs. He left a standard of dignity in art. He proved you could be a superstar while remaining a jazzman at heart. On the genre bender, we saw how his 25 hits formed a picture of an era where elegance was paramount. His voice continues to ring out, reminding us of true taste and sincerity. Thank you for taking this journey with us. Subscribe, listen to the classics, and remember, music is what remains when everything else goes silent. See you in the next repertoire.
If you liked the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the Genre Bender channel.